Welcome to the Ingredients for Success podcast. I'm your host, Jackie Rizzo, and today I have the privilege of having Ms. Katherine Cole on the show. Katherine leads research and development efforts at ChildLife Essentials as the R&D Manager. She is responsible for bringing together the latest science, technology, and premium ingredients to deliver innovative products in children's health. Her passion for discovering where science and health intersect began while earning her degree at the University of California in Berkeley in Integrative Human Biology. Welcome, Katherine.
Thanks for having me on the show, Jackie. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, this has been a long-awaited show. I feel like since David and I met you at Expo West, we knew right then we had to have you on the show. So since March, we've just been kind of anticipating you being here. So we are so glad you are with us today.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm obviously a big fan of Stratum. We've worked with Stratum for quite some time, so it's great to be on the show.
Yeah. Well, can you tell us a little bit about ChildLife Essentials and the work you are doing to promote children's health?
Yeah, definitely. Let me give you a little background of ChildLife Essentials that'll lead into what we're doing now to promote children's health. So ChildLife Essentials was founded by Dr. Murray Clark. He's a pediatrician and he focuses on natural health, and he's a naturopathic doctor. So what he's been doing in his pediatric practice for over 30 years is working with children to really look at the conditions that are afflicting children today. And he's seen a lot change over the last 30 years and really seen a rise in children that are coming to his clinic. About 20 years ago, he realized that there was a need for some sort of dietary intervention. He realized that children weren't receiving the best quality food, that their diets and their dietary habits weren't great. And at that time, there really wasn't any dietary supplements on the market that were specific to children. He saw a need to give supplements to his pediatric population, and the company really grew from there pretty organically. He developed ChildLife Essentials, and with just a few supplements that were really catered to a children's palate and in a form that children would be able to take. And by 2004, it really saw global distribution and has just been growing since then. So ChildLife Essentials ultimately came out of a need for dietary supplements specifically for children. And so since then, we've been promoting children's health and trying to get the message out that children are in need of, dietary habit changes, of course, but also filling in the gaps when necessary with things like dietary supplements.
Yeah, that makes me wonder. So he had started, you said 20 years ago, just really saw the need. Do you believe is the child supplement category still in a growth stage today?
Yeah, I definitely think it's still in a growing stage. What I've noticed is, there are a lot of brands out there in the dietary supplement category and natural health products that really cater towards adults, and you're seeing them come out with children's specific lines. So that really shows you just in the last, 3 to 4 years that the children's space is growing specifically, and a lot of companies are taking market share there by creating children's specific lines. But what I find great is that ChildLife Essentials really caters towards children specifically, and all of our products are with the children in mind and developed specifically for their own palates. And everything really does revolve around children's health from infancy through teenagehood.
Yeah. While we were at Expo West, we were in one of your sessions, and I believe it was Dr. Murray Clark who had mentioned that, even from the moment of conception, children are exposed to all contaminants the mother is exposed to during the pregnancy. How can supplementation help fill the nutritional gaps and support the growth and development of the child during this vital period?
Yeah, that's right. We did give a talk at Expo West this year, and it was on children's health. And specifically, we got into some details on gut health and immune health. But honestly, it's really important that expecting mothers and families understand that this world, there's a lot that they're up against when bringing a new child into the world. Like that study pointed out, there are contaminants that do cross into the placenta. So really it's important to make sure that you're using all the resources that are available to ensure the health and well-being of your baby. And taking a prenatal vitamin is, of course, really important for that. There are so many nutrients in there that help the baby develop. Folic acid, also omega-3 fatty acids are really important, like DHA. All of these nutrients that can be found in really great prenatal vitamins can help the baby grow and develop despite all of these things in the environment that the baby is up against.
Providing supplements to a vulnerable population, it's not an easy task. And I know one of our regulatory ladies here wrote a great article about it last year that really just kind of opened my eyes to, children and the vulnerable population that it is, and trying to formulate products specifically for them. And it's just, it's not as easy as it would be for adults. You can't do as many studies as you can with adults as you do with children. What role does quality play at ChildLife Essentials?
That's right. Yeah, it gets really tricky. When you're looking at formulating adult dietary supplements, it seems so easy now that I've been formulating children's dietary supplements. To be honest, there's so much that goes into it, both from the quality side and just from the regulatory side as well, really making sure that you're formulating exactly to these specific age groups, because different age groups have different recommended daily intakes. So there's a lot that does go into it. And that's all at the beginning stage when you're first formulating and coming out with the right amounts for each different age group. And then it gets to the stage of development and actually coming out with a product. And once we do that, our quality department is very robust and extremely involved in all of that, developing our specifications and working with our partners to ensure that there is robust testing programs throughout both the manufacturing process, the supplier verification process. And so eventually, once customers do receive our product, it has been tested numerous times by third-party accredited laboratories with ISO 17025 accreditation for many factors, including the identity of the product, of the ingredients, the purity, and then, of course, the strength. And then additionally to that, we also test throughout the shelf life of the product to ensure that kids are getting the nutrients that are on the label, no matter what part of the shelf life you're taking the product, whether it's towards the very end of the shelf life or if it's a really fresh product. We ensure that the amount that's on our label is the amount that's there through our robust quality program, which tests all throughout the shelf life. So at ChildLife, we do kind of center everything around quality and have such a robust program, and our team, I'm so thankful for them throughout the development process and throughout the whole life cycle, because we really do care about the consumer, which is, a vulnerable population. So that is definitely at the center of what we do. Quality, I would say, is key to pretty much everything we do at ChildLife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Thank you all for that. We definitely appreciate what you all do for children and, through the products that you all provide. I have 4 children of my own, and so I'm always looking on the site to see what you all have for my own children. So thank you that you are a company that is trustworthy and of high integrity. So we definitely appreciate that. Just looking at a result of the pandemic, we've it was 2020 and now we're halfway through 2022. Have you seen any health trends just really escalate for children as a result of the pandemic?
Absolutely. Yes, we've definitely seen an increase in the request for immune related products. So, any product that can help support the immune system, boost natural defenses, anything like that, whether it's, a vitamin product, a mineral product, or some other kind of product like probiotics, we've definitely seen an increase request for immune related products, specifically coming out and throughout the pandemic.
Mhm. Do you also see an increase when school is starting up and parents are gearing for just that, even to help build their immune system of their children? Do you see an increase in them wanting probiotics?
Yes, yeah, we definitely do. And what we like to do is we like to set up either new product launches or just some kind of package. We work with our sales and marketing team to make sure that we align that with our back to school kind of time of year. So we definitely include all of those immune products because, it can be a time when some kids at least are going back to an environment that they haven't been in, and then being in closed spaces and being indoors with other kids that they're not used to being around. As you know, you have children of your own. These things spread quickly. If one kid gets sick, it spreads definitely around the room. So, yeah, we definitely see that a lot at the back to school time. So, we like to ensure that there are options for our customers to purchase the products that they like that are in the immune category. There is one offering that I can think of right now that is pretty popular around that time of year, which is an oral probiotic containing your Bliss K12.
Mhm.
That one parents really like because, first off, it's delicious tasting. So kids love it, meaning they're definitely going to adhere to taking it daily. But parents also love it because they know that it's backed by science, and they know that what they're getting is high quality and it is going to offer some immune support during those, weeks back at school when everyone's a little nervous for various reasons, but also just for health reasons, just making sure that, kids stay on track and they don't get sick, the first month of school.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's true. And you mentioned, just even the taste of the oral probiotic that has our Bliss K12 in it. I know for our family personally, my kids think that it's like a mint, almost as if they're taking a piece of candy right before bed.
Exactly.
Because it tastes so well. And then I know that they're getting what they need in that area.
Exactly.
So, Katherine, are there any changes you would personally make to the health of children as you just look at a whole and where you are in the work that you're doing with ChildLife Essentials?
Yeah, so what I think is really important is to continually push to have the community and parents realize the importance of a healthy diet, healthy eating patterns, and, you know, also, the inclusion, of course, of exercise and healthy sleep patterns. All of that is really important to children's health and development because they need adequate nutrition, they need adequate sleep, and they need exercise in order to continue to develop and grow their little bodies. And so, what I think is important is to just keep in mind all of those things. And I know parents want the best for their children. So, whenever possible, to include some of these dietary supplements just to fill in the gaps because nobody has a perfect day. Nobody gets 100% of their nutrients every single day. So, I think having a dietary supplement, whether it's a multivitamin or a probiotic for immune health, having that in your daily routine can really help, of course, support the children's health, but also support parents knowing that they're doing everything that they can to help their children and support them in their health and wellness and their growth and development.
I love that. I think that consumer education is key. What areas are you all doing at ChildLife Essentials to get that education into the hands of the parents?
Yeah, so what we do is we definitely work closely. Our technical teams work closely with our sales and marketing teams to
Mhm.
support them and arm them with the knowledge and documentation needed to be able to go out into the world and go to these mommy events, go to these expos, and really just talk face to face with parents, with mothers about children's health. So we do have a lot of face to face, and we're getting out in the community at these events and shows to really speak to parents one on one, to try to educate that way. And then another way that we try to educate parents is through, of course, social media and the internet. So we definitely try to draw attention to our social media accounts, to our Instagram, and to our website. And what we have there is we have a blog and we offer fun recipes. We offer articles there that parents can read, just ways to really engage with the material and just have fun with dietary supplements. I know most people that are outside of the industry think of dietary supplements as something rather boring, but we definitely try to make them fun. We flavor them and then we try to make sure that parents can incorporate them in fun recipes, whether they're making a smoothie with their kids and adding in some of our liquid formulas, or just fun ways to talk about it, incorporate it, and just start having conversations about health, wellness, and the ways in which dietary supplements can help fill gaps wherever needed.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you for that. You've given, I know, our audience a whole lot of information that is going to be helpful for them to take when they do start developing or are developing, just formulations for children. And Child Life Essentials is at the top. And so I appreciate all that you all are doing and then just the information that's provided, because I do feel like the more we can get education into the hands of the parents, the easier it's going to be for the children to take their supplements and the healthier our society will be. That's just my hope and passion there. To conclude, is there anything you'd like to pass along outside of what's already been said to the nutraceutical industry as a whole?
Yeah, absolutely. So I definitely agree with you, Jackie. And I just want to say that it's important to remember that the customer is not always the consumer. So when you're making products that are intended to be purchased by parents yet taken by children, you're really going up against two different entities. You're going up against the parent that wants to know that the product is efficacious, that it's safe. They really want to know, exactly what's in there and how it's really going to support their child. And then you have the consumer who is the child. And then you really need to make sure that once that parent does purchase the product, that their child is actually going to take it, so that you're actually going to get a repeat customer.
Mhm.
So you really need to focus on formulating the products so that they are palatable. So that's, including natural flavors that are fun and delicious that kids love and they recognize. That's making sure that the product has a nice texture to it, making sure that there are no off notes, and all of those factors need to be looked at when developing products, not just the effectiveness of the product, because if that were the case, we'd have tons of products out there that no child's going to take. So you have to have both. And I think that's important for people that are developing products specific to children to understand that you need to win both the parent and the child.
Mhm. Yeah, I would 100% agree with you there. And, we want these children to grow up being comfortable and understanding, what they can about taking dietary supplements, because that's going to be the consumer later on. Hopefully this is something that they've adapted into their lifestyle as a child. I'm speaking in a way that we know children aren't understanding that at that time, but hopefully it adapts to something that when they are older, they will continue to understand the importance of supplementation.
Exactly. Yeah. So as soon as those children grow up and the next generation comes along, they'll understand the importance, and there'll hopefully be products out there, that are just as great tasting, if not better, and more fun that they can then give to their children.
Yes, yes. Well, Katherine, this has been such a wonderful conversation. I appreciate you coming on the show and all that you guys are doing at ChildLife Essentials. We here at Stratum definitely appreciate your company, and we love working with you. And hopefully we'll get to see you at maybe the next expo if you're at Expo East or Supply Side West. Maybe we can run into each other there.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be at Expo East this year, and then I will definitely be at Supply Side West. So I look forward to seeing you there. And again, it's been a pleasure to speak with you today and to be on Stratum's podcast.
All right. Well, thank you. And we'll see you soon then, Katherine.
Great. Thank you.
Bye.